This video is a bit of a roller coaster. We go from the highest of highs,
Leif, we've smashed the tower.
nice, the lowest of lows.
Leif, they've taken the portal.
I really don't know how we're gonna ascend, to be honest. And everything in between.
Leif, do we have planning permission for this?
What the hell are you on about? Firstly, if you want to get involved and help out the channel, there's a link in the description to sign up to Arkheim Realms at War. We're planning on making a social stream as Realms, so please don't let us down. This video is sponsored by Travian Games, who are very kindly giving away 500 sapphires to 5 winners, and I'll outline how to enter at the end of the video. As I mentioned in the last video, we aim to ascend as quickly as possible. In order to achieve this, we placed a tower as close as possible to the gate and waited for the seconds to tick down to the start of the third moon phase. At the earliest possible opportunity, I sent our warlords to storm the gate, actually managing to get there first. You can't say I'm being carried. I mean, you could, but I'm going to delete those comments anyway, so it's useless. So where did that put us in terms of other realms? Well, directly to our east were Army Elite, a strong realm that we had an uneasy truce with. On the eastern side of them were ITF, meaning Army Elite was sandwiched between them and us. Also of note, and in the area, were Moonwalkers, who we would keep an eye on. Other realms that would factor into the development of the diplomatic landscape were scattered nearby, like Brazen Bull, Acid Squad, and Game of Realms. We were friendly with a couple of our neighbours, but the proximity to Moonwalkers, ITF and Army Elite were of significant concern to us. As is customary on a new island, we set about expanding our territory as swiftly as possible. Now, before I move on and get to the juicy parts of the third moon phase, I need to explain portals and how they work in a tactical sense. The number of portals a realm can have depends on the island they are currently on. They can have 1 on Island 2, 2 on Island 3, and 3 on Island 4. Real simple stuff, so if you're confused so far, I'm really not sure how I can help you. Portals can only be built by leaders, but they require the realm to help in its construction. How does this work? Well, the leader will select a position for the portal to be built in, which will allow realm members to donate resources to build it, increasing in the amount of resources required depending on the number of existing portals owned. Once this threshold has been reached, the activation period begins. After 24 hours, the portal can be used. Functionally speaking, these portals are similar to the Ark, in that they allow you to refill warlords. Additionally, any warlord can be teleported from any portal to any other portal or the Ark, in case you are curious about the portal aspect of this. This has significant strategic ramifications, as a realm that can effectively transport their warlords around their territory to respond to threats can outmaneuver stronger opponents. For a real world example, think Napoleon and Defeat in Detail. So, we've established that portals are wonderful, but there's a catch. Namely that the portal can be attacked at any time after placing it, including before it's active. Owing to how crucial portals are, entire wars can be decided depending on whether a portal is allowed to remain standing. Unfortunately for us, this is going to become painfully relevant in this and future videos. Now, where were we? Ah yes, tenuous diplomatic situation. Things tend to move very quickly when the status quo is altered. And this came in the form of a war between Game of Realms and Moonwalkers. This was a bloody conflict, and Moonwalkers were on the back foot, having been surprise attacked by Game of Realms. Things were looking bad for them, and they were almost guaranteed to lose unless someone stepped in. As a realm, we bravely took the decision to intervene and declared war on Moonwalkers. Look, we're the good guys because this is from my point of view, okay? Our reasoning for declaring war on Moonwalkers was that they had an anvil area, and we wanted this anvil area. So with some mental gymnastics, I propose that the reasoning for this war is that we wanted to protect the anvil area from Game of Realms' inevitable conquest. However, some people just can't be satisfied, and Moonwalkers were so disgusted by this that they immediately aligned themselves with ITF and organised a war with them. The aim in this war was for them to lose quickly to ITF so that they would get the majority of the tribute and we would get nothing. Fortunately for us, they were unsuccessful, and ultimately, it was a glorious victory. We managed to secure both tribute and the anvil area that we declared war for. Buoyed by this success and our pockets flush with ill-gotten gains, we decided it was time to set our eyes on bigger game, namely our neighbours to the east, Army Elite. Initially, things were going well, and we secured some orbs and towers, but then, things changed. Army Elite had decided to deal with the devil and curl up at the feet of ITF. In return, ITF sent huge raiding parties against Army Elite, which would attack our conquering armies, and prevent us from taking towers. This meant that Army Elite lost orbs but not towers, ITF gained orbs and could attrition our warlords, and we were left in a war against 2 large realms. Could we have taken ITF 1 versus 1 at this point? That question will have to remain unanswered, as sheer numbers overwhelmed us. Ultimately, it was 120 warlords versus 240, meaning they had more flexibility in their attacks and countering our defense. The reason this is significant is that if we launched an attack with Elves, for example, the enemy could see our attack coming, decide on which warlords to use to directly counter Elves and our specific troop types, and send them to defend the objective. With 240 warlords, that means double the amount of combinations so it's a lot more likely to have a more favourable matchup, as well as just generally being able to be in more places at once. Eventually, we succumbed to the pressure and lost the war. This was a painful experience that put ITF firmly at the top, leaving them free to threaten other realms such as Brazen Bull, who they demanded should hand over their rare supplies. This was now a cold war with only one superpower. Attempting to get back to winning ways, we declared war on smaller realms and on Moonwalkers. Again, I don't think they were very happy with us at this point. These wars were ultimately successful and enabled us to begin the road to recovery. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to continue down that road for long. Island 4 is where the endgame takes place, so it's of paramount importance to obtain a good position early, else your rivals will expand at your expense. Knowing this, ITF moved to try to eliminate us once and for all and declared war. This left a somber tone in the Silver Veil's Discord. We were convinced that this was it, and we were done for. Then, we rebuffed an attack on our portal next to the gate. Then, another attack was turned away from a tower close by. These events, which to be honest are nothing short of miracles, gave us the breathing room we needed to gather all of our troops and send them to the front lines. There wasn't a chance of us winning this war, but we had one hope. If we were able to hold out for the next 3 days, then we would be able to ascend to Island 4, which would force a draw, cancelling the war entirely. Looking over the footage to make this video, I'm still not entirely sure how we did it, but defend we did, and the third moon phase which had treated us so poorly ended with a muted high note, as we began our ascension to Island 4. Against all odds and under the nose of nearly 50 million ITF troops, we managed to begin our ascension. However, this wasn't going to be an end to our troubles, and the struggle would continue in earnest on Island 4. But that's for the next video. If you've enjoyed watching these videos, be sure to sign up to Arkheim Realms at War with the link in the description. Additionally, if you want to boost your start, comment your in-game name down below and we'll announce 5 more winners to receive 500 sapphires.